works.
It's silly, Rob.
Attention,
It's
I want to go.
silly. Rob and I are joined by Elissa Nauful. I said it right.
Elissa.
I said Elissa all day long.
Thank you.
Yes, you did.
And Caroline Collier. Thank you both for joining us. It's good to see you, Caroline.
Thank you.
Haven't seen you in
Good
a
to see
while.
A familiar face and a not so familiar face, yet getting together to make something big happen in the Tampa Bay community and around the country.
Yes.
Well, talk to us about Ingenuity Group and Mediarite.
Well, Ingenuity Group is a boutique marketing firm, and I started in business about 2 years ago. And I actually met Caroline when I worked at Media General, and I called on her, and she was one of my clients. And I really liked the way that she did business. And so when I started my business, what I wanted to do is offer great services and different services to clients and have the best team working on them. But as you know, when you start a business, you can't always hire the best talent.
No, can't afford them right off the back.
And so I contacted Caroline, and we've really created a different model to work together that gives clients the best of everything, we think, and they don't have to pay a lot of really large fees to make it happen.
Yeah. A lot of times you find that in the larger agencies, you know, the model is that we'll have a mediocre media buyer, a mediocre media planner, maybe a really good creative person like you.
Oh, thank you.
You know, so there may be one thing that they're really good at that they specialize in, but then all the other elements they provide to the client, but it's not the best expert person in that field. And so Elissa and I started talking, and you know, their strengths that she has with the marketing, with consumer promotions, with internet, non-traditional advertising, that are her strengths and where she's really good at. And then there's things that I provide with media buying, traditional media buying, added value, where I do a lot of added value, a lot of grassroots marketing, and a lot of flexibility and different ideas for each client. And those things work really well to create a whole package for a client, where they're getting the best media buyer, the best added value person, and the best consumer promotions, internet, non-traditional marketing person.
And it doesn't just stop with you guys. You have a network around the country, probably globally too, depending on what who your client is.
Not
and
globally
what
yet.
What
Maybe
expertise.
soon.
Well, you are now.
Yeah, right, we are. Woo!
That's right.
You know, it is interesting.
Is it something called considered the cottage industry in a sense? That's like that's sort of a weird word, but
well, we
in a
use
sense
that
it is.
term. We use it as a cottage term, but it's really a virtual business because there's so many people around the country that either don't want to relocate or don't want to go out and develop the business but want to work on projects. And so what we find is that if we can really pool really good talent, we can be effective and give our clients what they need and not have a boutique of services that they don't necessarily need.
Right.
So we customize everything based on what our clients are looking for.
Well, that kind of segues into the Anthem client that you have out of Colorado. Tell us about that client.
Anthem is actually a partner that I work with on a project, and they're a brand consultancy. So you would consider Anthem to be a company that does a lot of very unique promotional items. They're a brand firm, and I actually worked with them to develop a promotional item, so when we send it out to press, it would be something very different. What Anthem does custom promotional items. And typically, a lot of firms like ours won't outsource that type of thing, but they're excellent, they're very, very good, and it really worked out very nicely with the project that we were working on.
And I think our challenge, and one of the reasons that we're excited to be here, is that a lot of times we run into, when we're talking to clients, they're not familiar with this model. You know, they're a little more comfortable with maybe a large agency.
Everybody in the room at one time.
Everybody's in there in the same building, and then what happens is they go with that agency, and for one reason or another, they turned out to be dissatisfied because either the focus is not there on results.
Usually.
The focus might be there creatively on a really great creative spot that might win an Addy, but it doesn't drive any customers in.
But it's not working.
Or, you know, the media buying is not working with the creative. It's not the right programming. Or there's not that out of the box, you know, to use an old term, that out of the box thinking of, hey, maybe we want to do a email newsletter blast. Hey, maybe we want to get street teams and we want to go out with a unique concept. Whatever it is that's different that works for that client with that client's budget.
Right.
So our challenge is that we want to get out and talk to people about, you know, give us a chance with this new model. Not only are we going to produce results and make it much more worth your while, you're going to be happy and stay with us for a long time. So that's kind of where...
That's fantastic, because a lot of people forget, they let technology and the delivery of a message outweigh exactly what and how the message needs to be delivered.
Right.
And that's an important thing never to forget, is that sometimes the street team, the grassroots organizations, the grassroots ways of making things happen, that might be the most appropriate way to go about it. But people look at technology and the web as like, well, it has to be this way. sometimes you got to think a little bit different.
Well,
Out
and
of the box.
non-traditional isn't really what it used to be. You know, what was non-traditional
Right.
5 years ago is not non-traditional
Sure.
anymore.
No,
And
it's
so
standard issue.
finding very different ways to do things is what clients are looking for. But it all has to work together, and you want the best people working on every area of the project. So it all, you know, kind of creates a nice mix together, and you don't always find that. So that's what we hope to do, is to bring all the nice
Well,
things
No, that's
together.
How do
fantastic.
people find you guys?
Yes.
You know, a lot of different ways. We get our business from referrals. We're actively looking for clients.
Well, no, if somebody
Do you
were to
have a-
look for you right now.
Do they have a
Because they
website?
saw
Do you
you,
have a
they wanna go to
website?
Yeah, we
website?
both have
Email?
websites.
We both have websites,
Okay.
yeah. And
Do you
we'd
wanna-
love for them to
Mine's
email us.
MediaRightAdvertising.com.
All right.
And mine's IngenuityPM.com.
PM.com.
Right.
Wonderful.
Peter, Mary?
Thank you
And-
very much, both,
All
for
right.
coming up. Were you gonna say one
Well,
thing?
no, I was just going to. No, I wouldn't.
No.
I was going to start pointing at the camera.
Okay, should I put a shameless plug in here for that great ad you did me a long time
No.
ago?
I will. It's
Please don't.
gotta be the hair. There you go. Thank you both for coming.
Thanks
We want
for
to hear more
having
about your exciting clients. Come back anytime.
Thanks for having us.